in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. 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 Yeah, I just wanna.
We are here live talking our Detroit Lions at 1 p.m. Why? Because I have an appointment, so we're going to do it a little bit early and have a hell of a fun time doing so. We're just going to get into QA, talk a little bit, have some fun, do a little back and forth, and have a good time. That's what it's all about. We got Go Blue in the building, Rocky Watts, Mofo, Jimbo, all in the building. I've served people slowly get in here because this is a different time. We're not used to it right now, but that's okay. We got Ubaldo in the building. Love the name. Appreciate you coming in here, talking some lovely Lions talk for this afternoon. And real excited to get into it. I hope everybody had a great Independence Day. Happy 4th of July. And guess what? Jameson Williams had a happy Independence Day. Happy 4th of July. And guess what? He lit off a firework and everybody melted down. Folks, why are we getting so upset about everything Jameson Williams does? Oh my God, I seen the reaction to it and I cannot believe it. He lit a firework off, folks. Firework. There's no way that should be exploded out there the way that they did it just because Amon0Ra over there from the New York Giants years ago blew his hand off doesn't mean that everybody's going to blow their hand off. Hell, I did fireworks. I shot them in the air and one landed on my head. The kids thought it was really funny. They were laughing at me. It was one of those things here. It's 11 a.m. in Kansas City. Good for you. Lions #1 in Vegas for winning the Super Bowl. Oh, my God. Do we get that? Do we get it?
Oh my God.
We got an oh, my God for you folks today. Where are you guys at? Where are you guys at right now? I'm Holland, Michigan. Yes, go over here on the Lakeshore, broadcasting to you live from this beautiful town here. It says, I'm afraid we're going to push J-Mo out of the town this damn microscope the media has. I am with you. What the hell is going on with the media? Jameson Williams, the poor son of a bitch, just did a firework. We all do fireworks. I had my 17-year-old light a firework. Hell, my 11-year-old lit a firework. Who gives a damn? Just because somebody out there blew their hand off like an idiot doesn't mean everybody's going to blow their hand off like an idiot. Come on, folks. We got to relax a little bit. RELAX. You know, look, we're going to do a little different relax, not what Karen Rodgers did. We're going to do the J-Mo relax here because for some reason this guy is just getting nitpicked apart. It doesn't matter what this guy does. The guys breathe, and they say it's wrong. So, folks, just chill on the J-Mo stuff. Who cares if he lits a firework and throws it on social media? Who gives a damn? I lit fireworks. I just didn't post it on social media. I'm sure everybody who's listening right now or when the stream is over has lit fireworks up. Doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't really matter. He says he's 10 a.m. here in Arizona, getting tired of shoveling all this sunshine. Hey, it's nice and sunny here in Holland, Michigan, too. We're talking about 73 degrees, perfect for this Thursday here in the great state of Michigan. So I know it's nice over there in Arizona. I know. It is what it is. You got it going on here. A lot of information going on. So if you guys got questions, put hashtag Lions in the comment section. We're going to go ahead and get it. We got Big Arms, Justin Chase up in the building here. This dude's got pythons. You don't want to fight this guy because his arms is the size of my thighs. But if you got questions, hashtag Lions, hashtag LNU, hashtag Mike, hashtag wherever the hell you want to hashtag it doesn't really matter. And I'm with you. I am still waiting for Inside the Den as well. Really excited for that one to come on because they'll do the NFL draft and what they did. If J-Mo comes in and performs with no more incidents, all will be forgotten and forgiven. Absolutely. It's all about production on the field, and I concur with you, Josh Jackson. I think people are just kind of bored. Nothing going on, so you got to talk about anything and everything. And once he starts producing on the field, in which he will do in Week 7 and in preseason, we can go ahead and forget about all this ridiculousness. I guess J-Mo should just lock himself in a training room for his own safety until Week 7. Mark Arnold, you did it. But guess what? If he does that, then they'll say there's something wrong with him locking himself in. They'll say he is sniffing paint. Maybe even if the paint is dry. Doesn't really matter. That's what they do with him. Yeah, people are only talking so much because he hasn't put up numbers in the team, and the new comes out, nothing right now. That's exactly what it is, folks. That's exactly what it is. Nothing's going on, so we're kind of clinging to everything and anything. But guess what? Training camp right down the road, folks. Couple weeks away. Going to be lit. Going to be fun. We get legit news for our beloved Detroit Lions. We get to see battles that's going to be taking place. Who is going to get that final running back spot? Will it be Jamar Jefferson? Will it be Mo Ibrahim? Will it be, I don't know, Craig Reynolds? Does he get kicked out? I think he'll make the team, but it could be. Jason Kabinda could be another option. We're talking about the battles at wide receiver for number 6 spot. Antoine Green versus Chase. Is the 7th round draft pick going to make the team? I think he is personally, but that's my opinion. Marvin Jones Jr., his connection with Jared Goff continues at training camp. Wait to see that. He should be in a dark room retreat, just like Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, if he did that, they would definitely be going crazy on it. They'd be going ham on Jameson Williams. They'd be going ham on this guy because he's not doing exactly what they want him to do. Personally, I think it's funny that there is still so much doubt in the running back room in the secondary. There shouldn't be any doubt, Justin Chase. 100%. There should be zero doubt. I feel like the running back room is absolutely outstanding. We're literally talking about the final running back spot. That means it's pretty damn good. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Craig Reynolds, they'll be fine. Secondary, absolutely amazing. My favorite part of this team right now, Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, Tracy Walker, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Jerry Jacobs, Cameron Sutton. Oh, my God. You just look at the names. Emmanuel Mosley. It's so much better. Those positional groups should be good to go unless unforeseen circumstances or forces occur, such as injury, in which that happens to every single team. And hopefully it doesn't happen. Let's see. Should Lions fans be thinking Super Bowl or bust per Lindsey Hunter? And I agree. What do you say, Amon0Ra Mike? Well, I don't think it's Super Bowl or bust. I think it's playoffs or bust. I think it's NFC North or bust. The Lions got to win the damn NFC North before we could talk about Super Bowls. We haven't won it yet. We need to win it soon. We need to win it this year. You have an opportunity. You have Minnesota Vikings reeling a little bit, releasing players. A little bit off. You got Aaron Rodgers. He left the Green Bay Packers. Good. Then you got the Chicago Bears, who did improve from a 3-win football team. The Lions have prime opportunity this year, 2023 NFL season, to win the NFC North. We got to do it. That's what I think it is. That's what I think this season's about. It's playoffs or bust, NFC North or bust, not Super Bowl or bust. I'm not going to put that in there right now, saying that the Lions got to win the Super Bowl. I'm generally stoked about all 3 running backs minus Jefferson. Yeah, look, I think the Lions got a really good locker room, a really good room with the running backs. You got your power hitter in David Montgomery. You got your fast speed Jahmyr Gibbs. You got your all-around in Craig Reynolds. You got Jamar Jefferson, who is a practice squatter, and Mo Ibrahim, who is the power freaking bowling ball. So look, I like our 1, 2, 3. The rest we can figure out in preseason, but I am happy with the run game. I am happy how they built this running backs room, because you can hit them with lightning and thunder. And guess what? David Montgomery, is probably the guy that no one really talks about, but yet he is such a great running back for what we got going on here for the Detroit Lions. You look at what we did with Jameson Williams, who was doing really good. Now imagine a guy who I think is an upgrade, who's more physical, do that. It's going to be glorious. Who is hard to tackle. He's going to be getting those big yards for the Detroit Lions and those goal-line touchdowns that we need. Question here from Mr. Retro, #Mike. What's the percentage that we win against the Chiefs? I'm going to go with 55%. I think the Lions are going to win that game, but it is the Kansas City Chiefs. It is something that will be a little bit difficult, but if you are a person who loves to gamble, I would suggest betting on the Lions to win the game. I really would. I guarantee that I think there were 6-point underdogs when it first came out. I think it's risen a little bit, but you can win some money. Go to chatsports.com/LionsBet. That's BetUS. Put in the promo code LINES125 and you get a 125% discount. Chase, Justin, I'd like your opinion on Dan Campbell. Personally, I understand he hasn't gotten us to the show yet, but I don't think you can say he isn't a great head coach with the turnaround, honestly. I agree with you 100%, Justin. Chase, I think he's absolutely a fantastic head coach. What he did with this football team, changing the culture, letting his coaches around him coach, is something that we have not seen. He has the motivational factor. He has the humble factor. He's a former player, and he's getting the best out of his players. That's all you can ask for a coach. I had the Lions winning 7-8 games last year. They won 9. That means the coaching staff, in my opinion, rose the players that we currently have. And now imagine when you have more talent on the roster, you give Dan Campbell more time to instill his type of culture. The Lions are winning. They are under the Dan Campbell way. They're fighting, they're biting, they are pinching, they're scrapping, they're cutting, they're slicing, they are dicing because they believe in the coaching staff. They believe in Dan Campbell. They believe in Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. And all the coaches underneath them 100% agree. I think he's a great coach, and I think he's going to be a Detroit Lions coach for many, many years. Baldo Barragan says, #FGB, who will be our starting linebackers? Alex Anzalone will be our starting linebackers, and Jack Campbell will be our starting linebacker. And in between there, I couldn't tell you who's going to get that, in and out spot, Malcolm Rodriguez or Derek Barnes. I'll say Malcolm Rodriguez just right now, just because Derek Barnes was doing it in OTAs and minicamp, but Malcolm Rodriguez has done it on the field. So I'm going to go with on the field right now, but it would not be shocking me if Derek Barnes came in and took that kind of reserve role. Random screaming guy, #Mike, if Detroit Lions make the playoffs, what round are we getting eliminated in, or would they win it all? I think the Lions will host a playoff game. They'll win the playoff game, and that's where I'm going to go from there. I don't want to go farther than that because, first off, I don't know who the team's going to play. I don't know the circumstances. I don't know what players are going to be injured for both teams. We don't know if the Lions would then have to travel or stay home. So I'm going to just say right now they'll win a playoff game at home, 100%. Campbell being a player here during 0-16, he's 100% smells blood for a Super Bowl. Mofo Jimbo, I hope, Bo, that you're 100% correcto, because then we don't need to do a research like Columbo. The Detroit Lions need everything they can, and that's Dan Campbell included in his motivation to win it all. #FGB, do we extend Jared Goff this season? No. I say we do not extend Jared Goff this season. Why is that? He's got 2 years left in his deal. There's no reason to extend him right now. Let this season play out. If he does great and he is above expectations, go ahead and sign him because it's 2 years. So you could still, in theory, you could play 2 more years without an extension. If he gets hurt or something, then you're okay with Hendon Hooker. That's why you drafted this guy. It is give the Lions, Brad Holmes, flexibility. No need to re-sign him right now. Now, if he was on a 1-year deal, it'd be a little bit different, but he's got 2 years left. And that money that he has is not much towards the cap space. That in tow allows the Detroit Lions to be flexible with other players. Maybe they want to re-sign a Jonah Jackson, Amon0Ra St. Brown at some point. So that's something else you got to look at is the financial aspects. But he's got 2 years left. I think it's a little bit early. No need to do it. Happy the Lions didn't do it. Folks, if you've not hit that like button, what in the hell are you doing? Go ahead and smash that like button right meow. We have 21 likes and 73 in the building. While people start to accumulate coming in, we'll get more likes. Again, go ahead, ask me any question you want. Hashtag Lions, hashtag Goff, hashtag Wolverine, hashtag Ultra Combo, hashtag whatever. It doesn't really matter. And if you want to hear this, you got to get to 100 likes.
Ultra Combo Breaker! Ultra Combo!
Show me your touchdown. Is this the last year we keep Decker at left tackle? Young Buck over here. I don't think this is his last year being a left tackle. I think he'll be here another year, so 2 more years. That's what I got going on. Then I think they'll probably move Penei Sewell over there to the left side, and maybe they go ahead and draft a right tackle at some freaking point. But I like Taylor Decker. He's a good veteran for this team. We still got some young players, and you do need that veteran leadership. And he's not bad at all. He's not bad. I think 2 years left for Taylor Decker. Really good for the Detroit Lions. We got my man, the Dern, in the building. Man, I haven't heard from you in a long time. He says, at work, watching. I'm glad that you're watching at work. Make sure your boss does not see this. Make sure you don't get in trouble. Why? Because that would absolutely suck balls. And we don't want the Dern getting in trouble for sure. The big cap hit on Decker. Yeah, look, he does have a decently sized cap hit, but he's a left tackle. That's exactly what you're going to have, and he's a pretty damn good one. I think he's, top 16 left tackle in the league, and you got to pay these guys. They are protecting the blind side of your quarterback, protecting the blind side of Jared Goff right now. Need to have him on this football team because we've seen worse with worse left tackles, and we know exactly what happens when you have a piss-poor one. That means your quarterback gets hit, rips out shoulders, have surgeries. We don't need that. We got a good offensive line. Hashtag Mike, what do you think is going to be the most shocking win and loss the Lions will have, in your opinion? Shocking win, well, not to me it's going to be shocking, but to the world of the NFL, I think it would be the Kansas City Chiefs. The Lions go into Arrowhead on the day they celebrate getting their rings and all of that lovely stuff. The Lions beat the Kansas City Chiefs, shock the world, yay, yay, hip, hip, hooray. The Lions' shocking loss to me would be to the Chicago Bears. I think maybe the Lions will lose one game to the Chicago Bears because Chicago is a little bit better. If you look at last year, we nearly lost in Chicago. Even though we did one, it's a little bit difficult. J. Will Fan says, shh, please shout me out. I'm shouting you out right now, J. Will Fan. I really appreciate you. You are a great, great one. Tim Hutchinson says, what's up, Mikey? Appreciate you. The Dern, Hail Mary Sports has us going 7 and 10 thoughts. Hail Mary Sports, I love you. And if you listen to this, you're a friend of the channel. But that's terrible. The Lions I have going 11 wins. I think you're a little bit off there. Just a little bit off there for the Detroit Lions. Got the Lions winning 11 wins. Look, I think we're closer to the team than a lot of other people. We diagnose everything that's going on with the roster, good, bad, and the ugly. I think most of us are not Homer fans. I think we're realistic. And if you look at from an unbiased perspective, the Lions are better than what they were last year, which they won 9 games. I think they can jump in to that 11th spot, get 11 wins. That's what I have. I think it's incorrect. You are more than welcome, my man, Jay Will. Hashtag FGB, where do you see our defense rank? I believe we are 15 to 18 defense. I am right there with you. I think that would be perfectly fine. Mid-level defense at 16. That would be outstanding. That would result in winning the NFC North. Aaron Glenn, if he can go from one of the worst to mid-tier in one season, that means he did a good job. Absolutely did. There is a lot of talent in this roster, and maybe it gets a little bit higher because of the talented secondary, because of Aiden Hutchinson taking that next step. But I think 16 is realistic. Like you got 12 to 18, or sorry, 15 to 18. That's very realistic there. Have you played the Kirk Cousins golf course there in Holland? I have played all over Holland, so yes. Kirk Cousins, I think probably the West Ottawa golf course there, no doubt about it. Very good. Now I haven't went golfing in a little bit, so it's going to be It's going to be a little bit rough when I go back. But, yes, I've played at every freaking golf course. I used to love golfing. I used to go golfing like every other Saturday. It's one of those things there. I think we surprised Chiefs week 1. I agree. What's up, Mike? I think the Lions will get 11 to 13 wins. DD414 AMT. Yeah, I think the Lions could get that 11 wins for sure. If they get above that, that's out effing standing. That means they did a fantastic job. And we won the NFC North. Hashtag FDubBears, 7-10, no way. 12, 5, 13, 4, in my opinion. What defensive ranking do you think AG defensive ranking if for AG to get fired? I think it would be 21 and below. I think if he gets 21 and below, he's gone because the talent should be around 16 at least. The talent-wise. You look at the defensive line. You look at what they drafted at pick 18 to get Jack Campbell. You look at everything they did in the secondary. If you can't get above 21, I think you should get the axe. I absolutely do. And get somebody else in there with a different touch because the talent is above 21. The talent is there. You have players that get turnovers. You have players that can get sacks. You have players that can cover, is what it is. Says a spell check. Don't worry about spell check, folks, but you need to worry about hitting that like button. Smash that like button really quick. It does help the channel out. More likes we get, the more chance that this content gets pushed out there. And I answer your question. That's always a good thing. If you got questions, put hashtag Lions, hashtag LNU, hashtag Mike, hashtag Ryback, hashtag Chase. Whatever you want to do, put it in the comment section so I see it, I read it, and I can send it back to you so you guys can have a good time. Should the Detroit Lions look to trade for a Chase Young? I still, when it comes to this, I don't know what they're offering for the Washington Commanders. I think it's a wait-and-see approach. I would do it for a third-round pick and a Jahmyr. I'm not going to do it for a 1 or a 2. I think it's a little bit too high, a little bit too risky. Third-round pick, I'm okay for going for when it comes to Chase Young. I think there is potential there, but I also think there's potential for him to be injured. So I think a third-round pick is a draft pick the Lions could use to risk, but nothing higher than that, in my opinion. Too early to say, but we draft 20 next year. What position do we take? I don't know. I really don't know because we don't know what players is going to be here, right? If the Lions keep C.J. Gardner-Johnson and they keep some of these like cornerbacks, then they probably wouldn't take a cornerback that high. If they get rid of them, then you could take a cornerback that high. Defensive tackle would probably be the position I would look at. Just right now, I'd like to see a young defensive tackle next to Aleem McNeil and next to Aiden Hutchinson on the interior. Maybe an edge rusher as well. If Romeo Okwara and Julian Okwara or Charles Harris is gone, they definitely could take an edge rusher. Most definitely. If Halapoulides Vaitai doesn't work out, you could take a right guard. Sorsdale doesn't live up to it. So we really do not know at this point. We will find out when the draft gets a little bit closer. And I started doing my draft evaluations week 4 of the NFL season. We talk draft from there on, and I'll definitely give you an idea of kind of what they're targeting there and what the Lions should look at. Hot take, this is Tracy Walker's last year in Detroit unless he goes off. Dern, I agree with your hot take. I like your hot take. If he does not take off and blow up, he should be gone. You got Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. I want them to be playing. If he can't take off, those are the future of the safety position. Those are the future for the Detroit Lions back end. There's a reason you draft him as high as we did in the second round to get one of the best safeties, if not the best safety in the draft. We got him. And if Tracy Walker ain't doing it, adios, amigo. Tony says, personally, give them Julian and $20 million for Chase. Go Lions. What do you think? I don't know about paying Chase Young because I want to see what he can do. I would definitely trade Julian Okwara for sure, but I'm not ready to pay this guy because what if he is injured? Then you're paying an injured-prone player, and I really don't want to do that. They didn't pick up his fifth-year option. You can always re-sign him if everything is good. The Lions King hashtag number 3 is dope. Yeah, CJ Gardner-Johnson, yes, he is making more money than CJ Gardner-Johnson. And that is something that's also very important to say, because I think CJ Gardner-Johnson is much better player than Tracy Walker, and he can play 2 positions. So, yeah, he is getting paid more than CJ. Hashtag FGB. If we lose AG next year, do you think Shep becomes defensive coordinator? I do. I think he's the guy in the wings. I think you see him being groomed right now, his personality, his ability to put in rookies that are better than veterans. I absolutely love. I think he is definitely going to be the defensive coordinator if AG is gone. I think that is the man. I think you're onto something there, Lions 1960. And that is what good franchises do, folks. When a coordinator leaves, you groom another one to take a spot. We've seen it with multiple teams, Kansas City Chiefs. We've seen it with Andy Reid. We've seen it with Bill Belichick. We've seen it with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We've seen it with good teams. You lose a coordinator, oh no, we just go ahead and promote within because we groomed a guy already. And I think that's what the Lions are doing right now with both AG potentially but most importantly, Ben Johnson. Hashtag FDeBears. I believe we could be a top 3 offense this year. What's your thoughts? Absolutely. I think we can be the number 1 or number 2 offense. I think we're competing with Kansas City Chiefs for those top spots. But I'm with you, top 3, absolutely. The Lions offense can be. You added more weapons in Jahmyr Gibbs. This guy, if healthy throughout the season, is going to be mismatched nightmare for everybody else. Jameson Williams, year 2. You put those combined, Jared Goff is going to go Jared off. He's going to go off. He's going to dump those balls off. There's going to be play action. The Lions are going to score points. And the offensive line potentially could have Halapoulivaati Vaitai at right guard throughout the whole season. Better offensive line, better run game, better play action, better results. That's the Detroit Lions in 2023. Bottom line, the whole team needs to stay healthy so we can be a top 10, 15 offensively and defensively. Yes, for sure. You always got to stay healthy, 100%. Do you fire Campbell and make Ben Johnson head coach? Absolutely no. You don't do that. No. Dan Campbell has changed this culture. Dan Campbell has turned the Lions into knee biters. Dan Campbell is the reason everybody loves talking about the Detroit Lions. You know what he does? He let his coaches coach. If Ben Johnson leaves, you just hire within. You just groom your next guy. I love Ben Johnson. Absolutely do. But Dan Campbell's the guy. Okay? Dan Campbell is the Dan Mammal. He's a mammal that eats kneecaps, even enamel. This guy is exactly what the Detroit Lions need in 2023 and beyond. He is the coach we have been waiting for. I remember when we hired him and he did his press conference, everybody said he's a meathead, stupid idiot, all that. I said, this is the guy for the job. This is the guy to change the culture here in Detroit. This is the guy to bring Detroit back to relevancy. Got to stay that way. Be a mistake if we were to let him go. Hashtag F-Skull. With our upgrades in talent on defense, how will our scheme change? That is absolutely interesting question. I'm really curious to see how they use Brian Branch. We've seen him in OTAs and minicamp play safety, corner, and linebacker. So they could legitimately do a 5-2, a 4-3, a 3-4. Hell, we maybe see situations of a 2-5. We don't know because there's so many players in the secondary right now because you drafted a Brian Branch. They can go balls wild right now on how they utilize their scheme and play calling. So I could not tell you right now what they're going to do, but it's going to be absolutely glorious to watch in preseason. Well, they're not really going to show in preseason. In the regular season, and see what they do in training camp, in which is a couple weeks away. Hey, Mike M&M dropping bars. I'm dropping bars, apparently. Hey, I'm on a lot of rippets. I'm on some Red Bulls. I'm on the craziness right now because there's 107 in the building with 39 likes, and I'd like to get to 50 likes. That's 11 more away. You can do it, and that'd be awesome. Eagles fan, what's going on, Eagles fan? Appreciate you coming in here. You got a kick-ass team, and they're a team that's going to be up there, obviously, with the Super Bowl again. Who is the other starting defensive end opposite of Hutch? In my opinion, it should be Pascal. It's interesting where they're going to put Pascal because I think he will play edge, obviously, but he's going to play some interior as well. I think they're going to do Romeo Okwara. They're going to give him the opportunity. They do love Charles Harris as well, but I'm with you. You draft a guy in the second round, you want him on the field. You want him on this defensive line a majority of snaps. You don't want him to be on the sideline. A second-round pick is a high draft pick. He is a good run-stuffing defensive lineman. He's got to get a little bit better in the pass rush game, but I want to see him there. But I have a feeling it's going to be Romeo and Charles Harris. That's my thing. Ram D says, just drop that like, and you are an absolute real one. Appreciate you. Woody Ward, how many snaps does Houston get? James Houston. I would like to see him more than what he did last year, maybe 35, 40 snaps. I'd like to see him get that on defense. He was utilized felt like 16, 17 snaps a game when he was in, and he was really getting it done. Let's go ahead and up the snap count. I'm with you. See what he can do with double the amount of snap counts, because this guy is going to be a free agent after this year, even though it's restricted. The Lions need to know if he's going to be a part of this football team going forward. How many? Okay, make Trump your GM. Everyone will talk Lions, and it'll really be good for Detroit versus everybody. We need Sheila Ford Hamp to stay general manager. I love Sheila Ford Hamp. Sheila Ford Hamp is the best general manager that I can remember. I remember I was 6 years old in 1991. So Sheila Ford Hamp, I love what she's doing for this football team. I love what she has done for this franchise and turned it around, getting Spielman, getting Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, getting Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson back on board. Barry was back on board before, but we're talking about Megatron himself. That's what I like to see. If you got questions, put it in the comment section, hashtag, and you'll be featured in the mailbag segment. Hashtag 313zone. One Lions secondary, everyone in the NFL on paper. Yes, we'll see. I think it is Lions King, and I know a lot of people may think, oh my God, oh hell no. That is a type of statement to say. But I think it could be number one, because it's not just the starting safety, starting corners, it's the backup and depth as well. I mean, it's freaking lit. Like, when you look at the secondary as a whole, they're all damn good. They're all good. Except for Will Harris, development of Chase Lucas, but those are players in the way bottom of the depth chart. Hell, even the undrafted rookie we got is absolutely stunning. So, I do think it is. All around. Hashtag new king of the North. Laporta has been getting all the hype so far. But I think James Mitchell takes a huge step forward this year. Surprise, what do you think? I don't think that would be out of the realm, because he was injured and he didn't get all the snaps in training camp and all that stuff. I think he does take a step forward. I still think Laporta is going to be the number one tight end. James Houston come in as a number two. And if you look at what Jared Goff did last year, he's great at distributing the football to the tight ends. James Mitchell will get his. I agree. How much presence does Foxy give the defense this year? That's something I don't know, Dave. I'm going to have to see that one at training camp. I'm going to have to get there and kind of experience it myself, how much work he's going to do or what he's going to be doing. That is a question I'll have to answer more at training camp. How has Mosley, cornerback, progressed his injury? He should be good to go for training camp. That is great news for the Detroit Lions. Dern, good to go for training camp. Should be a full-on go. They may slowly work him in, but he's good to go. Hashtag Mike, how many receptions do you think Sam Laporta will have this coming year? I'm thinking 68 or so. I'll say 54 receptions. That seems to be kind of what they get at as a rookie for the tight end position, so I'll go 54. Didn't know you was on early. I know this is definitely an early one. I got an appointment. This is going to be the year for our tight end. I do think the tight ends are absolutely going to be good. I'm excited for our linebackers and Broderick Martin to stuff that run. Broderick Martin, I cannot wait to watch this guy. I cannot wait to watch this big old fat guy stop that run, just like we need the clogger to clog the middle. Bog down and clog down. We got Don Burr in the building. Don the Boatker. He reps Detroit against everybody. Harrison Graham, hey, you know where Don Burr's at? He's in your comment section. Hey, guess what? Yoder, my guy Don Burr's in your comment section. Anybody that has any sport team in the NFL or in any other part of chat sports, my guy Don Burr is in the comment section. Anthony Fitzpatrick, my guy Antman, make sure you go subscribe to Roar or Lions UK. My guy, Anthony, and their team, they work their ass off. Go ahead. Subscribe to their channel. Hashtag no look puss. Who's the best looking bald Detroit Lions YouTuber? That's Anthony. Roar Lions UK. He's absolutely the best looking bald Lions YouTuber in the game. The guy is Jason Statham. The guy is 6'6" tall, or 6'5". He's a big son of a bitch. So he's the best looking one. Hashtag Mike, who's the starting linebackers on opening day? Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell. That's who I got for opening day. I said a little bit earlier, so I won't go more in depth upon that bad boy. But that's who I got in rotation. I'll have Malcolm Rodriguez. Folks, we got 59 likes with 108 in the building. Let's get to 75 likes. We can get to 75 likes. It can happen. All you got to do is clickety-click that like button. And then I won't need...
He needs some milk.
Dog pound, hashtag Lions. How legit do you think Kirby Joseph is at safety? Legit to quit. He's too legit to quit. I loved Kirby Joseph coming out of college. I was talking about this guy week 4, saying Kirby Joseph is a player the Detroit Lions must go ahead and draft. And what do? They draft him because he was a turnover machine in college. He's a turnover machine in the NFL, and he's a starting safety for the Detroit Lions. I love Kirby Joseph. And the guy got swag. He talks crap, and he backs it up. That's what I like about Kirby Joseph. He is one player. If I'm going to get a jersey, it's probably going to be Jahmyr Gibbs and Kirby Joseph. 2 players. We'll go ahead. Go with 2 players. I love Kirby Joseph. Big fan. Do you think that Broderick Martin will get a baptism by fire this year? Oh, well, he bring him along slowly. I think they'll bring him along slowly, Lions 1960. We got other players like John Kaminsky. We got Joshua Pascal. We got players that can come in and help out, and you don't have to force the 3rd-round pick in there immediately. But if he starts doing a fantastic job, they're going to play him more. That's what they do. But I don't think they're going to force him in there like it was 2 years ago, where you don't have the depth of talent. We got so much talent now that you don't need to be forced to. That's what good teams do. That's what they do. They draft players, but they already got good players, so they take them along slowly, put them in when they need to. Do you think it's a good idea to sign St. Brown now before he goes this season? Might save some money. I'll sign St. Brown next year to a mega deal. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do it this year. I'm going to do it next year. St. Brown deserves a big contract. He's going to get a monster contract. He's going to be a Detroit Lion for the foreseeable future. No need to do it right now. We can do it next year. Let's see. Hashtag NFC Lions King. Lions upset Arrowhead crowd. And the Arrowhead crowd will be upset because the Lions will win. And if you're on here and you're listening to me, you will be hearing... and you'll be saying,
it's my quarterback.
And there'll be a lot of
Yoga fire.
Because the Detroit Lions, I do think, wins opening game. I do think the Detroit Lions go into Arrowhead and win. And I do think that we are 4 likes away from 70 likes. 4 likes away from 70. Trying to get to 75, though. So if you're one of those guys, go ahead and smash that LO like button. I got a question. Does Goff has enough arm to get the ball deep to Jameson? I'm concerned. Yes, he does have the big enough arm to get to Jameson Williams. He has a big arm. They just got to get on the same page. That's the thing. It's not the fact that he can't throw it. It's the fact they got to get on the same page. Does he have the strongest arm in the world? No, but he can launch it 65 yards. Jared Goff can do that, and a lot of quarterbacks, honestly, can do that. Hashtag Lions, I think Jameson Williams is going to be a bust. Too many off-the-field issues for me. Dog pound, the off-field issues. Let's go ahead and go through them. He liked getting a mobile quarterback in Lamar Jackson. He liked Lamar Jackson. He liked him on a social media site. Is that really an off-field issue? He let off a firework. Is that an off-field issue? He gave out water and money to people in Detroit. Is that off-the-field issue? The only off-the-field issue that I have for him is the gambling, and apparently 96% of all of the NFL players had no idea about it. But look, he's got to get on the field. He's got to do his thing. He'll have an opportunity this year, but I think the off-the-field issues is extremely overblown. I think he's not Charles Rogers. I don't think he's Mike Williams. I don't think he is one of those guys. He's just got to get on the field and get it done. Is the gambling. That's the only one that I really see as an off-the-field issue is the gambling thing. Other than that, him lighting a firework off, oh my God, like, stop the presses. I lit off fireworks too. And my kids light off fireworks, so I'm not worried about that stuff. C, I saw 2 days ago there was rumors the Lions are serious about acquiring Quinnen Williams. Have you heard the same thing? I've not heard that, but if they get a Quinnen Williams, the Lions are a Super Bowl contender at that point. Quinnen Williams would make this defense top 10 defense. It would be absolutely sick. Absolutely sick. If they got Quinnen Williams, they're ridiculous. They get Quinnen Williams, they're going as they're most definitely the favorites for the NFC North. But they should be in contention for the NFC at that point. I would absolutely love that. Hashtag Jonah. Let's see. Hashtag how Mitch will cost to resign Jonah Jackson. How much will cost sign? I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to look at the top 10 guards. It's probably where it's going to be between 10 and 11 in that area. I'll go with that. He's not like the greatest guard in the world, but he's going to get a big paycheck. So sick of your Jameson Williams man love. How am I saying there's man love? Where did I have man love on Jameson Williams? Explain it to me. Because lighting a firework is concerning. Who in here, I want to know in the comment section right now, who in here has lit off a firework? Put L for light a firework. Put L right now. Who in here is lit off a firework? I just put my L in there. I lit off a ton of fireworks on 4th of July. The day before 4th of July with my daughters, who's 17, 11, and they lit off fireworks. Okay? So if you're mad about a firework, I really don't understand it. Let's see about, well, he passed out money to kids. How is that a bad thing? It's not a bad thing. He said he likes Lamar Jackson. I like Lamar Jackson. Now, the gambling thing, okay, that was a concern right there. But I think the hate for him is overhyped. And so I'm trying to be somebody that's kind of reeling you back in a little bit. Say, whoa, what they're saying over there for 97 won the ticket and what a lot of people, is a little bit overhyped. The gambling stuff, I get. If you're concerned about that, I have no problem with that. But to say, like, fireworks is just, it's nitpicking at that point. Just same with Jared Goff. When we traded for Jared Goff, a lot of people crapped on Jared Goff. I said, whoa. He's not as bad as everybody's saying is. I'm not loving Jared Goff. Does anybody think that I'm a Jared Goff lover? No, I'm not a Goff lover nor a Goff hater. Same with Jameson Williams. I'm not a Jameson Williams lover. I'm not a Jameson Williams hater. Watch the NFL draft when we drafted him. I said we drafted the injured player. But they're destroying this guy's character, I think, is overhyped. So I got to be ringing it back in. But I'm not a lover of Jameson Williams. I don't think he's going to be a bust. I don't think he's Charles Rogers or Mike Williams. But I'm not saying he's Calvin Johnson. I'm not even saying he's Amon0Ra St. Brown. There you go. That's what I got. Next complaint will be him celebrating Thanksgiving. He could choke on a bone. Yes, folks, we just got to get off his back a little bit. Now, if he does something ridiculously stupid, like the punch ahead of a player like Titus Young, or we see something to me that's concerning, I will point it out, but I'm not concerned about damn fireworks. Hashtag free JMO. The kid is still learning in and outs of the NFL. He's just having fun as the young people do. We will mature. I don't know what's immature about the stuff that he really did besides the gambling. Couple neighbors here pissed. Most embraced it. All your fireworks. Yeah, we in the area we're at, we had a shit ton of fireworks going off, and I'm sure people complained, but we had fun. Detroit is determined to run this kid out. Look, if he leaves Detroit, I hope it's for the fact that he didn't produce on the field and not because people pushed him out. That's what you would hope. I don't want to see that happen. If he fails, I want it to fail because he failed on the field. That's what I'd like, but I don't want him to fail, obviously. I want all the Lions to succeed, every single player. But I'm not a hater of JMO, and I'm not a lover of JMO. There's a couple players I do love. I love Kirby Joseph. I'm a big lover of Kirby Joseph. Amon0Ra St. Brown. I'm loving Jahmyr Gibbs. I love Jack Campbell, as you all know. C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Those are players I love. The players but like I have no hate for, no love for, no hate for. I want to succeed. Jared Goff, Jameson Williams, Taylor Decker. I love Penei Sewell, by the way. Put him in there. But there's no hate or anything like that. All this premature hate, the kid is become yet. Yeah, give him 3 years. Give everybody 3 years that are rookies. So, Derek Barnes, this is his year 3. Give him 3 years, right? Like, he didn't do that well last year. I wasn't ready to get rid of him. I want to see year 3. Jameson Williams, you got to give him 3 years, right? You got to give these guys some times, and not everybody develop as fast as other players. It's just sometimes people learn at different speeds. Sometimes people learn at different rates. It's just one of those things. So I want to hate on Jamo. I'm not going to love on Jamo. He's got to prove it yet on the field. He hasn't done it yet. You got to prove it. It's simple as that. The funny thing, the most people who complain about Jamo are the ones who wanted Jalen Carter. Yeah, opinion on passing on Jalen Carter. It's a great transition. Good. Perfect, Landon. I knew they weren't taking Jalen Carter 2 months before the draft. Was told they were passing on Jalen Carter even if he was at 18. So I knew they're not taking Jalen Carter. I understand it because they want to make sure that the player's not a bust that you take. And he, in his pro day, he was out of shape, and there is some bust potential there. I'm not saying that it's going to be the case, but there is potential there. And so I understand trading out, getting Jahmyr Gibbs and Jack Campbell, to me, is not even close to be a bust. To me, is an absolute solid player for the Lions. Hashtag Jameson needs to work like St. Brown. He'll be fine. Dude, that's great. 100%. If Jamo works like Amon0Ra St. Brown, he'll absolutely be fine. That is somebody I love. That is somebody who is proven, that has done it. That is somebody that all of us can say is a proven commodity is Amon0Ra St. Brown. It is. Hashtag Mike Valenti complains about Jamo. He does. Hashtag Eminem. Lions King, your Eminem theme song is sick. All right. Jamo doing a whole youth camp in the hood. People hating on him. He loves the city. I don't see that to be an issue. If Amon0Ra St. Brown did a youth camp, would people hate him? No. Penei Sewell did it? No, because they're proven. I think people are skittish because he's not proven yet, and I am with you there. If you are like, you know what, he's not proved it yet, I want to see it on the field, 100% agree. 100% agree. I cannot argue with that. And that is a surefire statement, and you're absolutely fundamentally correct to state that. And I'm going to have no beef with that at all. Let's see. Bone Fides, the NFL comes to performance. Will the Lions re-sign Charles Harris, James Houston, or Romeo Okwara? No, yes, no. James Houston, yes. I don't think Charles Harris or Romeo Okwara will be back after this season. That's my gut feeling. I think the Lions will go ahead and bring James Houston. They'll probably draft an edge rusher significantly early in the first 3 rounds next year. And they let those two go. Because they're veterans, they have the ability to go ahead and get younger players. Folks, we're 25 likes away from 100 likes. If you want to hear an ultra combo, go ahead and do it right now.
They are who we thought they were.
Right now, they're at 75 likes, and we're getting
They are who we thought they were.
A lot of fans don't have the athletic bone in their body, but always got something to say about how to wear your own lives instead of watching his every move. Look, I'm not one to nitpick on people, doing fireworks stuff. My stuff is generally on the field, or if they're doing something like really stupid off the field, that is a concern, like Johnny 8-Ball, okay? Something like that. Other than that, I could care less about what they do on social media. These are young kids. I think we all forget that they're young kids coming into the NFL. All these rookies are young. Hendon Hooker's even young at 25. That's young. I'm 38 years old, folks. And people say I'm young. So there's a lot of, it's a different era too. Like, seriously, that's like it's a different era when I was like, we didn't have Twitter and able to share your mind when I was 20, right? I think we had MySpace at that time. So you could put on MySpace, but Twitter and stuff like that where it's instant reactions just wasn't a part of it. And that goes for your kids too. Like, I got a 17-year-old daughter, and so it's something that you got to cope with as a father is instant reactions to good and bad. So if she feels like she got a bad tweet or something like that, she gets offended. Something that as dads you got to deal with now. So it's a little bit different back in the days that, you know, when we were younger teenagers than it is now. Everything's a little more quick. Everyone needs forgiveness, 100%. I'll be 52 on the 10th. Well, you are still young, my man. You are still young at 52. How old is everybody in the chat? Throw it in the comment section. I'm 38, so I'll put 38. I'm 38. Throw your age in the comment section. I want to see. We got some young bucks in here. We got some old farts in here. We got some old men. I'll see. Will Gibbs and J-Mo being used in return ball the kickoff? I don't think so. Maybe if a game is on the line. Other than that, I don't think so. 49, 40, 66, 25, 55, 46, 24, 22. Some young bucks. 66, old fart. 45, 39 right next to me. 51, 63, still waiting for the Lions Super Bowl. Hopefully you get it. 21, 55, 15, the youngest man in here. 38, you're the same age as me. Shout out to you. 56 in the building with Jay Hills. 47, Don Burr. 37, Justin. Lean back. 31, Jonathan Anton. And you're a young buck as well. Luck, that's a great age, by the way. 30s, right there, young 30s. You're getting it on. 14 likes away from 100, and you get an ultra combo. You'll get that ultra combo, folks, if you get to 100 likes. Will you be at training camp, open-minded mode? Yes, I will. I will be at training camp, and I will put those dates out there when I'm available. I want to get with King, Chrissy. I want to get with Dion. I want to get with all the guys, and so we can have a fun time at training camp, and we all can hang out, get with Speakeasy, get spend more racks, everybody in there. Maybe my good friend Adam will be there, formerly of Woodward Sports. Get those guys and hang out, and we all can have a good time. And if I see you there, come up, shake my hand, take a picture. We'll have some good times. Training camp's always a fun thing, for sure. And I'll get Herm. Getting you in there too. We'll get Lomas Brown up in there as well. Get some legends up in that buck. What's up with Baydoun these days? He's doing well. I can't really talk about like what he's doing on the inside. He wouldn't let me know on some things, as he shouldn't be. But he's doing well. I can tell you that right now. Let's see. Do you like having the NFL PKG on YouTube and Thursday's game on Amazon Prime? Ooh, you know what? I don't mind it because I got apps, but the place that I'm going to is got free cable. So maybe I'll be a little bit butthurt about it because it'll be the first time I've had cable in many, many years. So it's going to be a little bit different, but I'm fine with it. That's the way that the world is going as apps. I might be able to make it to training camp this year since I'm up here in Michigan. Well, DD414AMT, I hope to see you again. I hope to see you again. And we got a 37 in the building. Thanks for the service members. It made the 4th amazing. Absolutely. Huge shout out to all the service members out there serving your country, protecting our freedoms, and doing what 99% of the people have not done, sacrifice your body and your life for this country. You guys are amazing, and I absolutely appreciate all you guys. Folks, I got to go to the bathroom, and I got to go to an appointment, so that means it's time for me to get off this bad boy and get at it. With that said, I appreciate everybody hanging out. Make sure you go ahead and check out Woodward Sports as they are live in about 6 minutes. That's it, folks. Adios.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. Just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.